I think whoever it was, my friend or cousin, or I don't think it was me. I think it was my friend or cousin. Whoever filled the teacher's water bottle up in the toilet, that was a genuine like. As she sipped, dude, she sipped it. It was like, she's like, this tastes weird, dude. The whole class is just like, oh.
Oh God,
Yeah,
as a teacher, that when the whole class laughs after you're like, this tastes weird, it must be like, oh my God.
She was so.
What could this be?
She was so dumb. She was like, you guys are weird.
No,
This lady
yeah,
was
yeah.
so
She's
dumb.
No, there's
Nah,
in Catholic school there are some
Yo, dude, I'm
full
telling you.
retards teaching classes.
This-
like legit, dude, like legit fucking morons teaching.
This lady
classes.
tried to get us to read Les Miserables, and then like we'd have to do like out loud reading, and everyone's like, this book's boring. We're not reading it. No, everyone refused to read it. She tried reading it and just like she gave up. She couldn't do it. She like she started doing it. It was really funny. I remember. So she was like this big. She was like a bigger lady. Like it's like she loved the fucking Flyers. She rigged a field trip so that we could go to Flyers. Yeah, this
you
lady.
told me about this lady.
Big husky lady. I
We
remember.
had I told you this too when we talked. We had a big husky lady that loved the Hershey Bears, dude. She loved hockey.
Yo, it's
she
so-
loved AHL hockey.
It's so weird.
Big studs loved the NHL, dude.
Yeah, dude.
They
The
love
spirit, it's like
getting
a
out on the
goalie
ice.
trapped in like a lady's body. They just slowly have no choice but to bulk up. They just want to get on the ice. Dude, she what the fuck did she do? Yeah, she brought us there to do that. I don't even remember what the fuck I was talking about. But
She brought you to the NHL. She brought you to a Flyers game.
she brought us to the Flyers game. Yeah. So then like no one ever met her husband. And dude, as a little kid, it was the weirdest thing. I was like, dude, I bet you her husband's skinny as fuck and has a mustache. I was in 8th grade. Called it on the fucking spot, dude. Husband showed up, skinny dude with a mustache, and everyone's like, how the fuck did you know that? And I was like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I just got I like got a hold of this lady for a year. And every time she mentioned her husband, I just pictured like a skinny Kenny's dad basically from South Park.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's definitely what her husband looks like.
Kenny's dad.
And I was right. And I was like, holy fuck, that's crazy.
That's a fetish stash.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's like in that time period, especially when we were kids. Well, I mean, I guess I'm a little older than.
Oh, you're saying
Like,
that was
almost
kind
like-
of
It was like
was a
it was
freak
like
flag.
because it's hard. It was hard to talk to. It's hard to talk to a fat chick and let her know that you're actually into her. You would have that mustache.
Yeah, especially as a white
You
guy.
know, yeah, it provides context. Yeah, exactly.
As a honky,
exactly.
that's
It's
tough.
tough.
as a
tough for
honky, you're
white
saying
guys.
in order to get some fats, you needed to have a stash.
You need
Still
to
to
have
this
something.
day, you got to have a stash or something
Or
that
some
lets
sort of
people know,
flash.
like a weird posture.
It's like a trucker peacock.
Yeah,
That's like a flag to be like, I'm slightly sexually deviant
Yeah.
in the 80s.
I mean,
I could get with that.
yeah,
yeah, mustache was either you're gay or you're something.
100%.
Mustache used to be your gay.
True.
I was
That's
thinking
nice
that
to have like a little Coke filter underneath your nose. where you're
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah,
when you were
Freddie
talking
Mercury.
about when you were talking about Asian dads doing the beard thing.
Yeah.
No dads had beards.
no.
Beards were gay back then.
No, yeah, you didn't have that.
Now everybody's.
You'd be,
dad
well,
has
you're, dude, if in the 70s, if you had a ponytail, people assumed you were carrying a weapon.
it. True, you have an Uzi.
Yeah, if
For
you had
sure.
a 70s, if you had a ponytail in the 70s, like the whole town would like gather around and talk about you. Like, we need to do something about this motherfucker, dude. If you had a long beard, well, that's because like they came from the 60s and all the hippies had beards and hair. So as a dude, if like you were like trying to be a straight laced normal dude, you were just like crew cut, no facial hair for a long time.
True, if your dad had a beard, he was probably a pussy.
Yeah,
He was probably
fair
a
to
hippie.
say.
Yeah,
Fair to
They
say.
kept it.
Yeah, it was fair. They didn't do like the beard mask. Now
They
there's a
didn't do
big
the
like
beard with like this tattooed
there's
sleeves.
a big masculinity thing where it's like I'm a man, I have a beard.
I go to a barber.
Yeah, it's like okay. I go to the same lady who cuts my hair for
I
14
buy
bucks.
leather goods online. I have a leather satchel.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's like dudes trying to be men through like consumerist.
I go to the axe throwing place in Philly. I throw hatchets.
Well, that's dudes
Yeah.
now buying their masculinity back.
Sad.
well, no, it's pussies trying to buy into masculinity.
Yeah,
It's like because like all the people Shane used to bully in high school are now making all the rules and shit for society.
True.
So they're like, well, we get to be men too. How do we do it? And they're like,
Yeah,
well, go
yeah.
throw axes.
Axes.
Yeah, it's like what's more manly than throwing
True.
axes? You know, it's
That's kind of lame.
True. All my friends that were cool in high school don't have beards. Interesting.
Think
how many
about
of
it,
them
dude.
throw axes on a regular basis?
They
Well-
would be furious if I told them that was even
Yeah.
an activity.
No one ever talks about this, but I remember there
They
was
black out in golf every weekend. That's it. They're all getting fat, which is hilarious.
fantastic news.
Dude, if you played sports, you are fat now.
Oh, for
Back
sure.
if you live in that town.
because you used
Yeah.
your body, you're done with it.
it's over.
Yeah,
Now
you don't
it's
got-
like,
yeah.
I got to golf and black out on the weekends and
Yeah.
go to work. Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. The
By the way, we have plenty of bearded listeners. This isn't a shot at you, dude. You're obviously the man if you're listening to this.
yeah, you're obviously sick, dude.
You're obviously sick.
Oh yeah, beards now are different.
Beards now are like, yeah, but there is that, like, I was, if you're in Fishtown and go through there, it's just like, stop.
Well,
Like
nobody.
short shorts with a beard.
Yeah, but what people failed, and I watched this from way on. There was in high school, there was kids that were like in the emo scene, and then I watched them. All the kids I knew who like bought into like the apparel associated with being like in the emo scene. I watched them all switch as they got a little older into the hipster scene.
Oh yeah,
So that's something no one ever talks about. This is just a person just slowly buying into every single fad that emerges.
absolutely.
So it's like
We've talked about that
and now
a million times.
exactly. So
Yeah.
it's like, but there was the emo to hipster switch, which I hate talking in these kind of terms, but it was just like I remember being like kids that wore these weird rubber band looking bracelets and had like punky like buttons on their school bags. Traded it in for like just a new set of. I remember watching kids I haven't seen for years. I'd see them again. They'd just be dressed in the way of like what I was like.
Yeah.
I remember when hipsters were coming around, I was like, why is everyone dressing like this? I didn't understand what it was. And like it became a thing you could say. And now it's just like we all just assume, it's normal.
And now hipsters kind of evolved into
The manning up.
Yeah.
tough guy with a beard
Yeah.
and a tattooed sleeve and like.
But like conscious and aware of the fact that their masculinity could pose a problem. So like they have to
Oh,
like,
very.
yeah, it's
They're
really
very-
weird.
Yeah.
They do that question talk that the women do.
Oh, the NPR.
It's like, I'm not trying to be offensive. It's like, oh my God, you just did. You
Yeah.
just did.
Yeah, that's weird. That's a weird thing nobody ever talks about, how they just all switch. It's
Up
like,
talk. That's the name of that. It's called up talk.
Yeah. And so I get to like I'm around all these. I'm a stay at home dad. I'm with my kids during the day, so I go to do these things, and dog, it's like trying to. Oh, by the way, I keep bringing up your podcast to see if they're cool.
Yeah.
I just to check. Oh, and I did. I can't remember his name. I did bump into one guy that did listen to your podcast. So if you're listening,
that reminds
now,
me. I got to shout out Carpy and Booty, dude. The Bulls.
What's up, dogs?
Elite.
What's up,
When
dogs?
I was walking in my car today, this guy, he pulled over and was like, he lowered his window down. Was like, look at this fucking shirt, dude. Look at this shirt. He was wearing a Matt and Shane shirt.
damn.
It was awesome.
Carpy and
Hell
Booty.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
elite dogs.
So you're saying you see dads.
Yeah, and they're just like
How are they hanging out with?
so what they do is they try to I don't want to say relate to the women, but they try to make it seem like, oh yeah, we're like moms too.
What?
Right?
Well, yeah, because being a mom is powerful.
Exactly.
So now men are like, I'm that.
So you can't. You also can parent your child as a father, right?
Yeah.
But it's like they're trying to parent their kids as male moms.
Whoa.
It's really
Is that because they're like, I don't understand. Are they like, do you think these guys are jammed up about the fact that they're staying home and they're not like the
Well-
breadwinner?
Hold on, don't pause. You guys keep
Yeah,
going.
Go
yeah,
ahead,
yeah.
go ahead.
It's because
Go ahead.
nobody really knows what anything means, right? So you have little boys who are naturally like aggressive. They want to jump on things, climb on things, and
Yeah.
be aggressive, bump into each other, throw each other down and stuff. And that is a great release for little boys.
Yeah.
They go do that. Like little girls, they go in a corner and talk shit about each other, even at a really early age. They start
Yeah.
isolating. That's a good release for little girls.
You've watched
right?
that?
Yes. Like at 3-4 years old, that already happens.
Damn.
Like they'll get in little groups and they'll be like, well, these girls like this toy and these girls like this, and it's like they start separating and they'll have like a group
Yeah.
of people and they really early on you see girls, they like to name their group.
Yeah, I've said this before. I think the female ego's aggression is rooted in exclusivity.
100%.
So that's the female aggressive move, is to like find someone and exclude them.
And they play with it. Because
That's
this
crazy,
is something
dude.
they're going to be using for the rest of their life. So they have to learn how to use it as them. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah.
So because each person doesn't get to use it the same way. Like the fat, tall girl doesn't get to use it the same way the petite, pretty girl
Their
does.
exclusionary powers are limited.
Different.
Whoa.
They have to use different tactics, right? So
Shit.
they could probably reach the same heights of power, but the methodology behind them are going to be vastly different.
Damn, dude. Talking about little girls excluding each other on the playground.
Yeah.
Fat bastard, shut the door.
Shane fat bastarded his way into the room.
Where's your drink?
So what's up? Yeah, I'm cool.
No, I saw when you said that cut a little. He's like, I just fucking told you.
Oh, but yeah, when you,
No, it didn't cut. But go ahead.
when you said that, I did notice when you were telling that story. I'm like, you don't. When people hit you with fat, it fucking pisses you off.
Well, all right. It's tough to show vulnerability on here, but
You're just gonna be punished.
yeah. No,
I got
it's
fat
just-
bullied.
It's just a thing where it's like if you're saying that, like it's any it doesn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
It hurts my feelings to know someone thinks they're hurting me.
Yeah.
That's when it bothers me.
Dude,
Then, like, if you called me that,
Yeah.
if I would
If
come
you
at
thought
you.
I was genuinely
I would
being
bring down
like-
the hammer.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not going to. Because I respect you.
I was fat. I
gotta-
got teased
yeah.
for. I have lingering fat insecurities.
Yeah.
But I got teased viciously for being fat. But they didn't really like. I don't know. Doesn't.
Yeah, I just used it to my powers. Dude.
Yeah.
I just
Sure.
became an elite offensive lineman.
We were literally
Sick.
just talking about how he was saying watching young girls and how all they can their power is kind of like I think I said this before on the podcast
Being
before
sluts?
being sluts, but within intergroup between them it's being like exclusive. Like women are aggressive through exclusion of others.
Mm-hmm.
So like they'll be like not invite someone somewhere. And he was saying he's watching like 3-year-olds like click up and like push people out. Like we like this and like kind of like edging people out.
Yeah, and they'll do it
Yeah.
over like preference of toys or like colors.
Yeah,
they'll
he was
find
saying how
whatever they can find to say
different
we're this and
builds
they're
of
that.
girls watching them do that differently.
Yeah,
to each
and
other.
when men do that now, and it's a real feminine fucking move. Like
It's
you see it in
hard.
like when clicks, like especially in comedy, though, where
Yeah.
it's like somebody will walk over to a table and like we don't talk to them, like
Did-
like
yeah,
gay
didn't-
shit like
didn't
that.
the Woodman just get like dumped?
I think that was older.
Okay,
I think that was an old thing that
old
took
news.
place. But yes,
still so
the
funny.
Woodman and another Philly comic they had to break up because the other comic was like, I can't hang out with you anymore because of who you associate with.
Do
It's just pretty.
For,
funny.
let me. Can I just say this, Chris Wood? I fucking love you. Like I'm not saying that had something to do with me, but do I know that you've always had my back, no matter how much this scene has ever tried to turn on me. So I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Like
Wood's-
I fuck with Wood heavy. But
Yeah.
To finish what I was saying though about the boys and the dads. So like, you know how like little boys like to roughhouse with each other, and it's super healthy, and the dads are trying to put a kibosh on that shit right away, but they're not doing it as if they're like going over there and directly doing it with the boys. It's like the kind of like if I was trying to impress Shane and like you were doing something fucked up, and like Matt, calm the fuck down.
Oh, and the look at
You
the
know,
mom.
and it's like you're not doing that for your kid
Ew.
because that's bad what you're doing for your kid,
Ew.
and you're teaching him to like acquiesce to strangers for no reason at all.
Ew, because kids pick up. Kids are really perceptive too.
Yes.
Ew.
Very perceptive. And you know, I think you know, because I was a super perceptive kid, and I grew up with a mom who was like on drugs and shit. So you're hyper aware of the fact that you're hyper aware.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
there's more stuff to be aware of. So like one of the things as a parent, I was always making sure I never convinced myself that the kid doesn't understand what's going on, because they have to. They need to. Like little babies are more tuned in to like social cues than us, because that's their only method of communication and survival at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So they're picking up really quickly, like happy face, angry face, like
Yeah.
you know, don't call him
Dad's
this.
being a
Don't
pussy
yeah,
to that lady.
Exactly.
Ew, dude.
Exactly.
Ew. So the guy's just like, boys won't be boys. Excuse me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
immediately break this up. Excuse me, lady. Not lady. Okay.
Yeah.
God, that sucks.
And I don't, so I can't say anything.
Do you ever
if it's
offer them like weed edibles? Like, yo, you want a weed edible? See if they're cool.
I feel like they're too mellow. They need something to give them some coke.
Guys
Like
want
just
some
make
Coke?
them
Yeah.
fuck
Give
up.
'em some
Dads want
booze,
some
dude.
Coke.
Give them some booze.
Yes. Loose,
Yeah, but those little the dorks, they freak out when they booze, because then they have to confront that level of like
Oh yeah.
that like.
Also,
I'm
I mean,
mad. I
dude,
shouldn't be mad. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Also,
like,
if you
dude,
take
drink.
this back to historical context, and it's like you're in a tribe. Everyone's like the dudes are going out doing their thing, and then one guy's like, I'm gonna chill back. I'm gonna hang with the chicks and watch the kids. Everyone like, dude, no, you're fucking not.
Yeah.
Come on.
Get out here.
Yeah, like no. Because
Get some grass stains with the rest of us, pussy.
Well, no, not even that. It's like you could just start fucking everybody's. I mean, you could.
Whoa.
Whoever's wife would fuck around, you could enter yourself as an eligible
Well,
person to start that.
100%. Like women, they kind of like they gain attraction by proximity.
Yeah.
Like I can, if you describe a hot enough chick to me, like I'd fall in love with her right now. You know what I mean? Like you can't really do that for a woman. Like a woman has to be around a guy like being nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this guy gets to hang around these women outside of the social structure of men, so he gets to act like he's something completely different. Which is something they would never want.
That's a work husband.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. Well, there's Native American folklore talking about. There's like apparently the tricky coyote, and like it'll be a dude who'll stick his dick in like a strawberry patch, and like trick women. It's kind of, I think they're talking about this. There's dudes out here tricking
Yeah,
bays.
it's a popcorn movie trick.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing it back then.
Yeah.
It must have been
100%.
sick to wait in a bush back then. Like you didn't have like food or anything ready, but you're like, I'm gonna put my dick in this bush. Someone's gonna touch it. Dude.
They must have done some just the craziest shit on earth.
my
If
God.
they, like no, like just
There was no rules. I mean, there were, but
That's how the rules developed.
yeah, the rules. About, yeah,
like, all right,
yeah.
you can't put your dick as a strawberry. You can't do that.
Yeah, the first 100 rules were all genital related.
There's dick
A
tricks.
lot of them
dude.
were, yeah.
Yeah,
there's
I mean,
dick tricks.
I don't know if I have it anymore because I scrapped all my material. I'm starting over, but I had this joke about like early on, like men were probably fucking the dirt, just like fucking the dirt, the
sure.
fuckable dirt.
Men still are.
That still happens. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, men are fucking. I know like 10 guys that have fucked a couch.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
say for sure. Like the first time I was on the beach, I kind of like was seeing what was good with the sand. I remember
You know what I
kinda
mean?
humping the sand and be like, okay,
it's like why not?
all right.
Why not?
If you get the sand in the right direction, it's kind of smooth.
Really?
Yeah, it can be. You feel the sand.
Yeah, you kind of
Sometimes.
gotta
I never
you gotta
fucked
bore,
sand.
you gotta
Yeah.
bore it.
So watch
You
out for
gotta-
those seashells,
yeah.
though, boy.
Never
Woo.
fucked the sand.
Yeah, you gotta.
I didn't fuck it. I just kind of like
You gotta
I dry
grind
humped
on
it.
it.
Yeah, when I was little. When I was little, I used to, if
Dick
I laid
out?
on something.
Dick out or
no,
in
no,
your,
no, no.
Yeah, in your bathing suit, that might feel good.
But it was just the surface. I was like, because like sand, it's like you can kind of, it's kind of malleable. You can like move it
Yeah.
around real quickly and shape it. So I was kind of like, I remember just like digging out a little bit and getting like a little bird hump and being like, all right, man, I got a little foxhole for my bird. I remember being little, man.
What's great is some dude like probably came by later, like some nature expert was like, well, this is probably like a sea turtle, like a baby sea turtle came out right, just some kid's dick imprint in the sand. I don't know what kind of animal made this.
Just me looking up at my mom. Mom, stop. I'm like, I'm not doing anything, mom. That's too fucking funny,
Hell yeah,
dude. What else is cracking?
What are you doing jujitsu, bro?
just out there, choking
grinding.
people. Just fun,
choking
man.
people.
It's fun. I really want Matt to get back into it and you to get into it.
No, I'm not doing that.
I'm all yoga right now, dude.
Yeah,
I'm all yoga. Sick.
Nice. I
Stretching
didn't even know
out.
you were doing that.
Yeah, I just like going. I just like sweating profusely.
yeah. Dude, I
I
went
don't
to
care
Matt's
what I'm
house.
doing. If you can get me to sweat that much, it's like the best feeling in the world.
He's getting jacked from yoga. I went to his house the other
Yeah.
day. He was in a tank top. Just got some yoga,
No,
dude.
It's no big deal.
Had those yoga muscles flaring.
It's no big deal. I only went twice.
Oh, you went twice.
Yeah, I went
It was on
Yeah,
one of the
yeah,
days.
I
went
will
to his
say,
house.
Yeah.
yeah, it pretty much was. You get like they come around afterwards and like give you like a little like massage and stuff. It's kind of nice.
Oh man,
Like when you're
bet.
done, you'll get like a.
awesome.
It's funny too. Like you raise your hand saying like I don't want to be touched. If you want, if they're like, because they go around and they'll like adjust you. Some lady like fully had my butt, and I like
Just had you by the haunches.
had me at the haunches, dude. And I'm doing like a full like I forget what it's even called, but like it's basically like when you stretch out your hip flexors for football, but you're like your one leg's all the way forward and your knees bent, and you're just like kind of like stretching out.
Yeah.
She grabbed my ass, and I was like, God, my ass is so fucking wide and powerful. And like the whole time she's grabbing me in my head, it's like she's probably fucking loving this, right? And I'm like,
You think
so-
she's into
her
it?
chakras.
I
are
just
bang, bang, bang,
there's
bang,
a part
bang.
of me, there's a part of my brain that's just like, oh, dude. She's fucking loving this.
you
My
let her chakras
butt,
up.
dude, is fucking so wide and strong. I'm gonna get real into the stretch right here. It's so
Really?
yeah, that's definitely going on. at
Yeah,
some
she
level.
knows it too. That's why she did it.
Oh, for
His
sure.
form is terrible. Let me touch.
Oh
right.
yeah.
Oh.
Meanwhile,
It's like-
I'm all like twisted up, like. Eh.
Yes, the form correction button.
I'm like, dude, she saw me, dude. She knows. I'm like, I'm not like these other guys in here, dude. There's something about me,
Damn. The yoga stuff gets a little weird to me.
dude. Then they'll
There's
come.
like a lot of fucking like sexuality involved.
Oh,
and
big
it's
time,
like,
dude. Big time. Suck your tummies in. I love when they say suck your tummies in. And I suck my stomach in. And I'm just like looking at them like, do you see how hard I sucked my tummy in for you?
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I've learned something really interesting. So after doing jujitsu and watching women in like sports bras, like tiny shorts, grappling each other, that
Go
does
on.
nothing. That does seriously, it does nothing for when they're trying to kill each other. But like anytime women are in unison or cooperating, it's sexy as
You get
fuck.
horny
Whoa.
for that.
Dude, just any
Sid's black, by the way.
Yeah,
Sydney
so
is black.
So let me
I
give you
doubled down
let me give
on
you the
that.
science.
No,
I'm gonna give you the
let's
science. I'm
I
gonna give you the
second that.
science, right?
No, I'm saying he's allowed to be sexist.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
No. So like, when women are all doing the same, like wearing tiny clothes,
Sure.
like walking sporadically or like being catty to each other, nothing.
Yeah.
But if they're wearing tiny clothes, all doing the same moves at the same time, it's just like, oh my god, this is kind of nice.
Talking about cheerleading, bro.
That's nice. Cheerleading's nice, right?
That's why
collegiate
Yeah.
cheerleading's nice.
Yeah.
That's a good. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. You're optimistic.
I had a pretty good interaction. I think you guys would appreciate. I had
It's just two autists first chain right now.
yeah.
I'm all right.
Yeah. No, I had some. I was at the park with my family, and I had these like. Again, I'm not trying to stereotype anybody, but
Please
these
do.
teenage black kids trying to smoke a blunt right next to where we were.
Was everyone
on the
looking
park.
at you to go squash it?
Well, I mean, I as soon as they settled right in my area, I just walked straight over to them and squashed.
You're just like,
Because they were ramping up. It didn't just. So we got there to the park and they were already hanging out, and we were already cramping their style because they had like some. It was some black boys, some black chicks, and like 2 or 3 fat white chicks that they had there.
Sure.
You know, they were.
sworn in.
Yeah. Yeah. They were trying to do all the stereotypes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we got there, we kind of disrupted that. And
It's a tough squad to break up.
not really because so young white chicks see parental authority and they start to acquiesce immediately.
Really?
Young black boys see authority and they start ramping up. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
okay.
And so the more they ramp up to parental authority, the more the white girls are like, this doesn't feel right. You know,
Yeah, but then they want to keep their fat whites in check. So when the whites get disturbed, they're like, all right, we better chill.
so
No, they
a
might
couple
be-
girls, a couple of the black chicks noticed the discomfort and they peeled off with the 2 white chicks. Like, let's just
Yeah.
go.
Let's
over
get the
here.
fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
let's get out of
Got
here.
you.
So, the alpha dickhead was like, "Yo, let's go roll up." And they walked to the dugout, which was away from where we were. There was a baseball field at the park we go to, and they rolled up. And I was like, as long as they stay in there, we're cool.
Yeah.
They walked back out to cross where we were on the playground to go to the basketball court, but they all walked through the playground like past me. Like, and Ansley, my wife is just playing with the kids, like jacked as fuck, completely oblivious. Like she doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like she walks around with this mentality is like, I don't care because if it goes down, I'll fuck shit up.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So me, I'm like always like, is this happening? Is this happening? So they walk past me.
How old were they?
I would say like 14 to like
Gotcha.
17, 18.
Yeah, yeah.
You know. And like I was saying to Ansley, it's like I guarantee you they're not in school and should be, and all of them have learning disabilities. They were like those black kids, like with the S posture, but they're always jacked and they don't work out. You know what I'm talking about? Like they got that sway in their back and they're like fucking
It's
ripped.
just like if there's no shirt on, you're like, that's normal, that's fine.
Yeah,
You're
it's
not
just
at
like
any point like, look at this guy with his shirt off. What a dickhead. You're like, no, okay,
yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah.
he was wearing like a tight wife beater, but with the holes cut out even more. So he was
What?
like wearing no shirt, you know.
Shit.
And so they go over to the basketball court.
That shit posture.
You know what I'm talking about now. And they weren't wearing them, but they in my mind now I still see them with do-rags on, but they weren't wearing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So they go light up on and then they come back to the playground and stop right where we are and start smoking. And one of the dudes, he was like a little bit smaller guy. He just wasn't feeling right about it, and he was like, "Let's just go over to the pavilion." Maybe 8 feet further away from us.
Yeah.
They're sitting on these benches. As soon
One
as
of
they,
the dads was like, all right, I'm
dude, all the other fucking parents, they like got distance enough from the situation so that they couldn't hear or smell what was happening, but left their fucking kids to play.
what?
Yeah, they didn't
Well, they were
assume any
uncomfortable, dude.
responsibility.
They
yeah.
all pussied out. Like, I guess they would have ran and got their kids if it got them bad, but it's
Blunt
like,
smoke got thick.
dude, it's like the distance, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, like these dudes are
They
pussies.
pussied out.
They're
yeah.
pussies.
Also, it's like, it's not exactly like your Sunday afternoon. You like break up two black teenagers smoking a blunt at the park. It's like any like white
Yeah.
dad is like, I'm not fucking up.
Yeah,
they're
well,
probably just like,
that's also fair.
Yeah, you
that's
don't
also
wanna end up
fair.
on
please
cell
let the
phone
blunt
video.
end. Please let the blunt
Oh
end.
no, that was definitely a World Star video waiting to happen.
Although, you still have to be like, yo. Also, if you're just like, you guys
You got
just
a
fucking
kid.
take that shit down there,
Yeah,
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to play the momentum of their group. So I just saw the little dude convince him, let's not stand here. This is disrespectful. So as soon as they sat down, I walked over.
Yeah.
Like I needed them to settle in because he was still being a little like he wanted to stay where he was. So as soon as they sat down, I walked over and I said to him, I was like, y'all got to keep that moving.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a fair thing to say. I didn't try to be their dad.
Yeah.
And as soon as I said that, they got up and started moving. He went and put the blunt out, and then they walked back to the basketball court, but all like they all took their turn to walk right by me. and
They synced up. Did that get you horny?
it kind of it was kind of
Just the dudes are coming, or they got back with their babes.
no the when I told them they got to keep that moving, like the girls got up and they just went a different direction.
They didn't get
so they
their babes?
reunified.
They didn't
Yeah.
get their fat whites. The black dudes are like sheepdogs for fat white. They got to herd them around.
Yeah,
They
well,
got to bark at them and nip at them.
that's probably why they were upset with me. It was like, we
We
scattered
lost
our
our-
fucking white chicks.
Our herd's lost.
You know how long it takes to herd these bitches?
True, dude. They got if you see like a fat white chick in the wild, it's like a wild horse, dude. You got to jump and break.
Yeah.
You got to break them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they scatter.
Yeah, they go graze. They're out grazing. And that black guy starts barking at him like a sheepdog. He's like, come here, Mark, come here. And she
Hey,
starts
yo.
walking. Yeah.
that's how black guys.
So they
fuck.
but they can't walk by you.
Yeah, they all walk by me. So it was like I had to stay in my ground. You know what I mean? I had to like square up and
Interesting choice of words.
All right, so you had to stand your ground against black teens?
Yeah, I did not.
damn, Sid.
Not on my lawn.
Then all the other parents came back. I'm guessing right afterwards. They were like, "Oh wait, look, the blunt smoke's gone."
Yeah, I mean, I was so annoyed by that point. It was just like, let's just get out of here.
I remember my dad doing when I was little. We'd be in a pizza place, and like if young guys were cursing, he'd go over and be like, "You guys keep that down, huh?
Yeah.
Have some respect." And he'd do it like
Young
constantly.
white guys.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You don't hit a black guy with that.
To be fair, my dad's he would drive through Chester, and if he saw a young black kid with his pants down, he'd be like, "Hey, pull your goddamn pants up." They'd be like, "Fuck you, dude." Yeah, my dad was pretty equal with it.
Oh, nice.
Like, hey, put your fucking pants up. You look like a jackass. They'd be like, "Fuck you, man."
Nice.
Yeah, no, it is.
That's
it is
easy from the
ridiculous.
car, though.
Oh, for sure.
That's not at the diner.
Yeah,
That's not in person.
yeah, that's true.
I'm pretty fucking brave in a car.
That's true.
I'll yell out some hate.
Dude.
You've seen it.
Well, I mean, yeah, my
Check
dad was
your
just trying to.
fucking-
My dad
Well,
was just going
I
from
know you're not that
Cosby
brave
angle.
as a passenger in a car.
What's that?
I know you're not that brave as a passenger in a car.
What happened?
Well, Shane made me give up a spot to this dickhead. So we were coming into Philly, and there was this parking spot. We were trying to go to an open mic, and there was a parking spot on a night when it's difficult to get parking spots on Sansom Street, right?
Oh, God.
Beautiful,
giving me
beautiful parking
anxiety
spot.
right now.
Even Shane, who can't parallel park, could have parked in this parking spot, right?
Uh-huh.
So I go to park, and there's this guy standing there. He's wearing like brown loafers, tight skinny jeans, like a cool like athletic jacket, but for fashion, you know,
Yeah.
like a wealthy white guy. And he's got this look on his face. He's just shaking his head, looking at me like nah,
Yeah.
nah. And I didn't like the way he was doing that. It was like he was trying to intimidate
Yeah,
me
there
a
was an
little
old
bit.
woman in the restaurant, and they were trying to park their car in front of the
See this
restaurant
shit? You see this
so
shit?
that the
We
elderly
did not
woman
know
could
that.
get in the car.
We did not know
did
that.
know that
We
once
did-
he said it.
And when he said it, I was like, okay. When he said it, I
You
said
sure?
okay. But I didn't want. I wanted
Yeah,
him
'cause he
to.
went,
I wanted,
"No,
but I
no."
wanted him to like because he was such a dick about
He was
it.
looking at
I wanted
you.
him
You
to
looked
sweat
in
a
the mirror,
little.
and he was going like, "No, absolutely not."
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so
That's
then
one way to look at it, or he was just like, you can't park here. He wasn't
Shane.
saying, no, absolutely not.
Okay,
He was
Shane,
just standing there like,
you tell me,
hey,
was he saying it in a peaceful way or was he
I
being
don't.
intimidating?
I do not recall.
Dude, he
That was-
recalls.
that
He
was 2 years
recalls.
ago. I do not recall.
He admitted it in the car. So
I do not recall. I did not admit anything.
He was belligerent.
So
This is all
he was just
hearsay.
being a dick. And so I was about to
How
park
old was the
there.
lady?
Well, we didn't. Did we see?
We
her?
didn't get to see
We
her
didn't get
come
to see it because we ended up leaving.
Okay.
Right. And so it wasn't.
He was like, hey, guys, my mom's in there. Do you mind not parking here?
That's not what happened.
Where was the car?
All right.
He was trying. Listen, he was trying to bully us, and then so I started parking there, and then he's screaming.
Was he
He's
really?
screaming about it, like about his mom. And it wasn't his mom wasn't in the restaurant. They took the car around the block, and they were coming
that's
back
right,
around. They were
right,
going
right.
to park the car
Yeah.
so that she can have an easy walk
Yeah.
to the restaurant. And he's like screaming this shit.
I
And
mean,
then,
dude, if you come back and spot's gone,
Yeah.
you're in trouble.
well, he's lucky. He's lucky because the fact that we took so long and like held that area, having that
Yeah,
back
the
and
car
forth,
actually did show up.
the car had time to show up and get that spot.
So I'm
right?
sitting on passenger side. It's on the right side. He's in
all
my
of it's
window.
going-
I've been that dude in a
The
spot
fight's
before.
going over
I'm
top
in
of shit.
between Sid and this guy yelling at each other. I'm new to the city. I'm new to the city. This is first year.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
months into living in the city where I'm just like, how are people acting like this? How the fuck are people acting like this?
and it's like,
Oh, Sid's
at
like,
that
no way,
point-
this motherfucker's gonna get the best of us. And I'm like, he's not getting the best
He's
of
like,
us.
why us? He's like, why us?
He's not
He's
getting the best of us.
And then Shane's
We're
like,
fine.
I think you should just give him the spot. Dude, it was like,
Just give him the fucking spot.
Here's the funniest part about it. Because Shane's a giant, right? Shane's a giant. So, like, I'm looking over, and he didn't put his seat back. But he's, like, shrinking in the seat. He's just, like, so small.
I wanted out
like,
of that situation.
Dude, at one point, it's like, I'm looking, like, past him. I don't even see Shane. I just only see the dude. Yeah, it was crazy.
Imagine you're in the car. Just a black autistic dude and some guy that's like, could you guys kindly move your car? My elderly mother is trying to walk into this restaurant. He's like, you're not taking advantage of me? You think you can bully us? And I'm like, you can bully me.
That's funny because I get into this with Brittany a lot. It'll be like a car will stop, and I'm like, all right, someone will stop the car in the middle of the street. I'm like, I give it like 2 minutes, or like a minute. I'll wait. Brittany will reach across from me and be like, and honk my horn, and an old lady comes hobbling out, and everyone just looks at me, and I'm like,
yeah.
I do have very low tolerance for that.
Yeah.
well,
Parked
Brittany,
car in the street, I am livid.
but yeah, exactly. But like,
I hear you on
I'll
that.
chill a minute.
That's tough.
But Brittany's like, fuck this. Why would you wait? This is annoying. And I'm like, yeah, but like, I'm a white dude. If there's like an old black lady coming out of a house, and I'm like, meh,
Yeah.
it looks bad.
Yeah.
So she'll
Absolutely.
reach. I've told her, I've banned her from the space of my horn. I'm like, you cannot. I'm driving, therefore I operate the horn. You are not allowed to operate the horn.
It's a good move.
But I will say, is when I'm in the passenger seat and she's driving, the car stops, she's like, man, I'm sitting there like, well, that's what you get. You're in the street. The same thing. It's the same thing
She's
at
right.
Walmart.
She's right.
The same
That's,
thing at Walmart, dude. When I'm like, I'm following behind her. She's excuse me, move. I'm like, excuse me.
See,
like
that's
an
the-
old
that's-
Asian lady.
That's the thing about that person in the relationship, because I'm clearly the Britney in my relationship. Like,
Yeah.
like anytime something
yeah.
like that happens, like, well, not just because I'm black, but like,
Yeah,
and
obviously.
again, I'm not saying Britney's autistic, but anytime something like happens, like the first thing Anthony does, she looks
Kinda is. Go ahead.
she looks at me, and goes, "Please don't be autistic right now." Right?
It's like a good fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Spider.
yeah. But my point is, I'll do the opposite, where I'll just let things happen, and that's a whole different problem. But
I don't know if that's a problem, because it's like if someone disrespects you, like
not even
whatever.
not disrespect, but just like, and this is my whole point of the interaction grid, is you just like slowly put up with stuff at like an incremental level, to where next thing you know, you're married at 26, you're living in New Jersey. All this happened through like very little like concessions.
Yeah, it's tough though. Like I get through that. I do that a lot in stand up. Like forever, I would just put up with anything.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. I'll do it for fucking $100.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Like I'll do that. And then once you start standing up for yourself, people do hate you.
Yeah, that's true
Like
too.
people are
Tell
instantly
me
like,
about
he's
it.
a fucking asshole, and it's like, nah.
Well, you're interacting the flow of all that interaction. It's
Yeah.
like there's been this clear pattern, and as soon as you break it, it disrupts the whole grid, and then you just let it form back around you, and whatever you lose and shake off. It's like,
Yeah, it's weird because there is a way that people want to like treat you as you are to them, that you kind of have to let them have. Like you can't fight every battle of every person's perception about you. So you just like let them have that. Because like for me, I feel like a lot of people, like I come off as like an authority figure, as like overly intense, or as
this is my fucking spot, you bitch. Get the fuck.
First of all, but that's the thing.
I'm fair, yeah,
when I get in those situations with the people, like, so the reason why I come off as autistic in those situations, because I don't escalate.
If also
Like,
if someone approaches me being like, no, absolutely no, I flip out.
Well, if that's how the story is presented, to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Or if someone's like,
Dude, Shane is completely covered. Like, dude,
he
it
hit
was
you
like,
with the he hit you with the white guy, fucking
we.
just that. Like,
What do you look like?
Let me see.
Shades on, sunglasses?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. When
This is
when we were
3
pulling,
years ago.
when we were pulling off,
Yeah.
the first thing Shane said was, "Sorry, I was a bitch in that situation."
Now, in hindsight, do you think maybe I was trying to appease a autistic man who just got in a fight? Do you think maybe I was just like, this is meaningless, I'll just say this to him?
Did you feel like I was hostile afterwards? Did you feel like I was like
No,
upset?
you're never hostile
exactly.
afterwards.
Exactly. So we were right back to normal
For sure.
And
You
like,
were back to normal. You were back.
No, that's,
Called
yo,
an autistic
you're right.
episode.
You're right.
I was
no,
sitting
he
there
wasn't.
like,
He
what the
was
fuck
because it
was
was
that?
like because for me it's like, okay, now we're back to normal and I can start making fun of Shane, but he was still like fucking
remember-
rattled by it.
I remember
so
seeing
it was like I had to
an
wait
old
for like
woman-
2 days before I could bring that back
You
up
guys
again.
drove together every day.
Yes.
I remember seeing an old woman with a cane. I'd be like, he wasn't lying.
Yeah. No, he wasn't.
Just
lying.
stop.
He wasn't lying. He definitely wasn't lying.
It happens,
Yeah, I was okay. I just,
dude.
I wasn't. Nothing changed.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun. It was just a funny situation to see. Because it was like I just felt like that would have been exactly the dude Shane would have been bullying in a comedy show. He was such
in
a
a
dick.
comedy show. 1,000,000%.
Yo, I'm always on stage, dog.
Well,
It's time to go. It's time to go.
something you gotta work on.
It's my my interaction grid.
Yes, you're in.
Yeah.
That's the strange.